A cursed house. The house loomed before them, a hulking mass of darkened windows and creaking boards. Detective Rose stood with her partner, Officer Jones, on the sidewalk, the air around them heavy with the weight of the unknown. "Are you sure about this, Rose?" John asked, his voice cracking with nerves. Rose rolled her eyes. "Don't be such a wimp, Jones. We're here to do a job, and that's what we'll do." They approached the house, and as they drew nearer, Rose could feel the temperature dropping, a chill spreading through her bones. They stepped onto the porch, and the boards groaned beneath their feet. Jones looked like he was about to bolt, but Rose pushed the door open and they stepped aside. The air was musty, and the only light came from the moon filtering through the dusty windows. The hairs on the back of Rose's neck stood on end as she surveyed the scene before her. A pentagram was painted on the floor, and candles flickered in the corners. Jones looked like he was about to be sick. "What the hell is going on here, Rose?" Rose didn't answer. She was focused on the task at hand, searching for clues. She moved toward the pentagram, stepping over scattered bones and other remnants of a ritual. Suddenly, she stumbled, catching herself on the wall. "Jones, come here. Look at this." Jones shuffled over, looking like he was about to faint. Rose pointed at the wall. "See this? This isn't just paint, it's blood." Jones looked like he was about to bolt, but Rose put a hand on his arm. "We need to keep going, Jones. This is just the beginning." As they moved through the house, Rose's senses were on high alert. She felt like they were being watched, and every creak of the floorboards made her jump. But they had a job to do, and Rose wasn't one to back down. As they reached the upper floor, they heard a sound that chilled them to the bone. A young girl's voice crying out for help. Rose pushed open a door, and there she was, a ghostly apparition staring back at them. Jones let out a whimper, but Rose was unfazed. She stepped toward the girl, feeling a strange connection. "What happened to you?" she asked. The girl's sobs filled the room, and Rose felt a tear run down her cheek. "We'll get to the bottom of this," she promised. As they delved deeper into the investigation, they uncovered a shocking secret. The house was alive, and it had been manipulating the people who lived there for years. The curse was real, and the only way to break it was to face the darkness head on. Rose's heart raced as she peered through the darkness, her eyes straining to see any signs of movement. She couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched. "Did you hear that?" Jones whispered, his voice trembling. Rose nodded, tightening her grip on her flashlight. "Stay focused. We don't know what's in here." The two officers continued their search, their footsteps echoing through the empty hallways. As they turned a corner, they were met with a chilling sight. A room filled with satanic symbols and candles, the air thick with the smell of burnt offerings. "This is messed up," Jones muttered, his hands shaking as he held up his camera to take pictures. Rose scowled. "Put that away. We need to stay focused on the investigation." As they continued to explore the house, they uncovered more and more evidence of the dark magic that had taken place within its walls. But the deeper they delved, the more they realized that something else was at play. It was as if the house itself was alive, and it was drawing them in deeper and deeper. As they encountered a dark room, the temperature dropped suddenly, and a gust of wind rattled the windows. The two officers shuddered as they heard the sound of a child's laughter echoing through the empty room. "What the hell was that?" Jones whispered, his eyes wide with fear. Rose swallowed hard, her heart racing. "Let's keep moving. We're not alone in here." As they continued through the house, they were met with unexpected twists and turns. A book with strange symbols that seemed to move on its own. But as they emerged from the house, both officers were drained and shaken. They drove in silence, the weight of the experience heavy on their minds. As they crossed the city limits, Rose turned to Jones. "You did good in there," she said, her voice softening. Jones nodded, his face pale. "We didn't do anything." Nothing was solved. Rose smiled faintly, knowing that the memories of the haunted house would linger with her for a long time. She says, "I know, but we did what we could." As they entered the bright lights of the city, they both felt a sense of relief. The true investigation had just begun, and their haunting would never go away.